welcome to yet another powerful and beautiful episode of UnsKripted. Like you all know, UnsKripted is about real issues, real people, real talk. And today, as always, we have an interesting topic that we'll be talking about. Before we go into the topic, thank you for all the comments you've been leaving. Thank you for all the suggestions you've been giving. And we look forward to hearing more from you via all our social media platforms. Okay, we have an amazing topic, like I said earlier on, and we have the OG squad. It's not a complete squad, but nonetheless, I believe we are equipped enough to talk about this topic. To my immediate left is my brother, my friend. I've known him for over 20 years. He's sound. He's Canada's rapper #1. He's cool, suave. He's not drop dead gorgeous. Ladies and gentlemen, come on, let's give it up for Tezo.
It's your boy, Tezo.
And of course, to my right, she's my friend, my sister. She's someone I've come to have a deep respect and affection for because of the way she has been able to balance every aspect of her life. She's the most sought after.
That's right.
You know. Ladies and gentlemen, come on, let's give it up for Titi Lope. Yeah, that's how she likes to introduce herself.
Yeah.
Okay, today we are talking about the love languages. The love language is a topic that I think one way or the other will probably come across in our different spheres of life. I think the first time it probably came up was in a book by Gary Chapman in 1992, where he talked about the 5 love languages, how partners express intimacy to each other. And he limited it to 5: physical touch, acts of giving, quality time, words of affirmation, and one other one. I can't
Gifts.
remember. And gifts, giving of gifts. Okay, so we're talking about the love languages, and maybe I should first of all start. Either of you, what do you think your love languages are or is? Either of you.
Okay.
Or there are plenty.
It's everything,
It's
yeah,
everything.
but I have my top 2. And my top 2, first one is act of service.
Okay.
And
Wait. Are you saying the ones you perform or the ones you like to receive?
the one I like to receive.
Oh,
But
okay.
one thing though, I've noticed we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll
Like
get
the
there.
more I want it, it's like almost like default and easy for me to
The
give
more
it.
you want the love languages.
Yes.
Yeah. Just to clarify.
What the it is.
Just to clarify.
Yeah, so yeah, like we'll get there. I don't want to.
Doesn't that depend on what the second one was?
Okay, let's get the second one.
Okay, so I mentioned acts of service.
Yeah,
Then the
what's
second one.
Physical touch.
No, it's not physical touch. Funny enough, I think it's quality time. The second
Okay,
one
quality
is quality
time.
time.
Thinks it's
She
quality
thinks
time.
it's quality time.
It is quality
For
time.
sake
Yeah.
of political correctness,
Uh,
it's quality time.
It's quality time.
It's quality time.
What do you think yours is? The one you love to receive?
I'm a simple guy.
Oshé.
Let me see. Okay, let me start from the one I give. Act of service comes to me by default. So
Okay.
that's my go-to. Act of service for me is like second nature.
Yeah.
Let me see, which one do I like to receive? I just like peace.
And it's true.
Which one is close to peace? No.
Which one is?
I don't even know. Wait, act of service, words of affirmation,
Quality time.
quality time.
Gift giving.
There's nobody that
No,
doesn't
no,
want peace.
Maybe it's the 6th one for me is peace. I just like peace.
Yeah.
Okay. I think
Uh,
I think mine would probably be physical touch, and especially when you touch the right places. There are some kind
Like your
of
tummy.
touches. As we're saying, there are some kind of touches that you just like, wow, I really love this girl, though. I think quality time will probably always do it for me, especially when it's quality time that comes with a lot. Quality time doesn't just limit to talking.
yeah.
You might just be with someone,
And then yeah,
and you just feel.
I think
at
that's the
peace.
closest to peace.
Maybe.
Not really.
Like when you're spending time with someone and
Sometimes I
there's
just
no
like to be
iota, there's no
I like to
iota
be
of
left
stress or
alone.
violence.
I think
You understand? It's
you
quality
probably-
time because you can spend time with someone and then you'll be like, oh, I can't wait for this time to
maybe
be.
it's just time, but there's no quality there
Yeah.
for that one. Okay.
No, but just aside, Joe, yeah, I think acts of service is something that I give and I like to receive as well.
Yeah.
Time, well, quality time is a big resource here in the Western world.
Yeah, it
It
is.
is. It is.
Like you basically what's that lyric from that song? Don't use your life, let's say, don't use your time to buy money because you can't use money to buy time.
No, which artist? Can you remember the artist? I can't remember.
It was MI. It's
Mm.
don't use your
Okay.
life to buy money, but I'm equating that to time.
I see.
Time is the
Is-
SI
yeah.
unit of
Oh,
life.
I guess.
basically. So
I guess.
it's difficult, especially when you like a typical Western home.
Yeah.
You probably have two parents with kids that have maybe rotating shifts.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One parent's working in the day, the other one's working at night, or
Mhm.
there's one's working remotely, one's working in the
Mm.
office,
Mhm.
Yeah.
or it's just so difficult to spend quality time together, except when you go maybe on vacations and
Yeah.
things like
Yeah.
that. So definitely it's going to be challenging for people whose love language is that quality time.
Quality time,
Two.
yeah. Very true.
One, two.
Maybe they just have to, consciously take time out to spend time with one another. So I guess
Mm.
that's how that works. So,
Yep.
but for me though, I mean, acts of service, words of affirmation, yes, I think they do a lot. Especially when you need that support system if you've
To
had
keep
like a
driving on. Yeah.
like a difficult or a challenging time.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
everything, I think everything comes into play one way or the
One way or
other.
the other.
All
Yep.
all of them, they all have their time.
What would you say is the best way to figure out what
Oh,
your
yeah, you've
love
not told me
language
yours.
is?
So.
I have now. It's a physical touch.
He likes to
Only that's like your
Likes
number
to be
one.
touched
No,
right
no
place.
Anytime
contention.
when you touch me
Oh yeah, you said
in the
no,
right place.
in the right
that never.
places,
It didn't
know
strike
where the
any
right
chord
place
with
is.
me
in my head.
because
Especially it's his
it's
head.
not.
In my head.
He
Just,
likes
my
to be
hand.
rubbed
You
on his
don't
bald,
just touch
on his
my
bald
head.
head.
just ask for my credit card at that moment.
Okay.
What do you think is the best way to figure out what your love language is? Especially those that probably have no idea of what it is.
For me, it's what makes me blush. Like I can't even hide it. Like
Shit,
because
right?
yes, like you just find yourself. Not just me. I feel most people like if someone strikes that chord within
Hey,
you.
but we don't blush for black.
No, but you know what I mean by blush. Like whatever gets you excited. Like you're
So
just
whatever makes you
smiling.
go like, oh.
Like even if you're not saying the oh out, your heart, your soul, your everything in you is
You're
saying
saying
oh. Like you get, like there are some moments like after you've left that moment,
Yeah.
the thing keeps coming back, and then you can't just get it off your head. Oh, he actually did this for me. He actually did this for me. He actually did this for me. So yeah, I feel that's what it is.
And you've always known. Did you for instance, I can't remember what you said it was. You
Act
said
of service and quality time.
Did you always know? I mean, the first time you probably found, okay, this is probably what makes me blush.
What makes me excited and
Excited.
make me want to see you more and spend more time with this person. Like I'm always looking forward. Yes, like it's very obvious to me, very apparent. So I'm that kind of person. Like I'm not too. I can be.
You don't like gifts.
I like gifts, right? But it doesn't wow me. You can give me. I'm sorry to say, it doesn't wow me. Honestly,
Revelation, it doesn't wow.
It doesn't
how.
wow me.
doesn't.
So
I
stop
appreciate.
giving
For
me-
him,
No,
to-
you can't say that.
To
I
whom may we
like-
be concerned,
Stop giving
no
me
matter
gifts.
how expensive that gift is, it
Stop
does not wow
giving me
her.
It does-
gifts.
no. Compared to so in comparison to to my top two,
Yeah.
any gifts that I receive, I appreciate it. Every act of like every positive vibe
Okay.
that I get from a friend, from my husband, from anybody, like I do appreciate it a lot,
Okay.
right? But it's possible for me not to like. I can receive a gift where the first, second time, and then I don't have to go into my closet checking it over and over again.
Okay.
But that act of service, it's not a deliberate effort to remember. Like I could just be doing my chores or something, and it keeps coming. You understand? And then I'm
Yes.
smiling. You understand? So it's natural for me. I feel that's what just like you now. If they give you your physical touch, you don't need anybody to start saying, "Is this it?" You know the way you feel.
I probably knew my love language. I think.
But wait, if it's physical touch and
Yeah.
your significant other is the very
non-physical touch.
They won't be able to.
I think it would be easier.
How would you navigate that?
It would be easier if you were not dating then. So, for instance, you probably felt some vibe or what your love language is. And if you feel like this significant other is not someone that is particularly thrilled about that, so the different way you could navigate it could be try to express it. Like, I think this is the kind of person I am. Because some of us grow into, I mean, for instance, yours is acts of service. And let's say you have a partner that is not into acts of service.
Yeah.
Or someone that is just chill, like doesn't want stress, doesn't like stress, just wants to be.
I can serve you.
I can't serve you, you get. So how does the person go into that? I mean, now taking it back to me, so you could communicate like this is what I actually like.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, you could communicate.
You could communicate
right?
that, and with time, of course, this is definitely before you get married, and if you see that there's no.
Wait, we're doing.
No, maybe not, but communicate it.
Not
like
communicate it, especially when he knows that the person
but
is probably
you can
stiff.
you can give the person a hug now. That's physical touch.
Exactly.
Very
Or what
good.
physical touch are you thinking of?
Do you know there are some
People
people like
married.
No, what physical touch are you thinking
We're
of?
doing this car touch before you go married.
Which one were you thinking of?
Tizu, there is physical touch before you get married. You can
No,
hold
but
hands.
which-
I'm just checking.
You
so-
can hold hands and you can give the person a
No,
hug.
I think we need to really define.
Oh, you mean like handshakes?
Yes, handshake
No,
or
no,
bless
no,
you.
bless
You can,
you. Laying on of
you
hands.
can lay
You
hands on the
people,
person.
this is unscripted though. We give it out
No,
real.
no, are you
Don't
minding
be-
this? No,
hey.
So definitely you communicate that verbally, and you could also teach the person.
Okay.
I mean,
Yes.
How to touch?
okay, remove your mind from physical touch. Let's say quality time.
And that goes back to what I said. Like if you like physical touch, for example, Tizu. if your love language is physical, let me allow him bask in
No,
his
bask in your act of service.
Yeah, so I feel that if you love physical
Yeah.
touch,
Yeah.
there'll be this tendency. For example, maybe if the person walks into a room or you're just seeing the person after some days, there's a tendency for you to want to hug the person
yeah.
rather than hi, what's up? You know, there are some people,
Yeah.
there are some couples or people dating, and they'll be like, what's up? Just tap the person's shoulder.
Yeah.
That's still
And
touch
yeah.
now.
It's in
Yeah,
a touch,
it
but
is
it's
now.
nothing compared to actually
is.
having a
I mean,
nice hug.
you'll be surprised that some people are easily
Or holy kiss.
easily peeved with the idea of
Easy Bible, they all
even
holy
greet each
kiss.
other with a holy kiss.
Yes, a
What
holy
was
kiss.
that?
We know what a holy kiss is.
Yeah, a holy kiss.
Assumption is we all know what an holy
Yes,
okay.
a holy kiss.
if you don't know, you will know.
Yeah.
You will know at the right time. Okay, let's not focus on physical touch.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the other
Even though
ones.
that's very exciting.
I mean, it's very exactly. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the other ones. We've talked about gift giving, quality time, acts of service.
We actually didn't talk about gift giving because for
Yeah,
like,
she
a-
said
like
for me, I said
like
I
a teaching
appreciate-
scenario,
yeah,
for example, I
compared
would have
to-
issues with that because as much as she's not really so big on the gift,
Yeah.
if she meets someone that likes to express their own love by giving gifts, there's going to be there's going to be some kind of friction there because she, no matter how expensive it is, that's not really her love language. So the expectation of the appreciation for that gift
Yeah.
might not go down well with that person because, and I think this happens a lot because not everyone is really about gifts. But guys don't catch that. They just assume every female likes gifts.
However,
Exactly.
However, you
and she'll be okay.
you can't miss my birthday without a gift and then go scot-free with that. You understand?
Okay.
It's not. It's
Wait, why?
yes, because
What if you spend quality time with you the whole day?
that's the nice one. Yeah, then I can. Now, if we are bringing it in comparison, yes, honestly, yeah.
Really?
But if there's no
I
time,
remember a very
if there's
terrible
no time,
experience like that where I had to basically borrow money to buy a lady I was dating then gifts.
This was number what?
Why
And
do you
then
want to know where
I
it
don't even
was?
remember what number she was.
Yeah.
And I did not get any response. So I did the whole buy the gifts, take it to our place, drop it over,
Yeah.
leave, and I didn't get a call that day. My calls weren't picked that day. My calls weren't picked the next day. My
And
calls
she
weren't
was
picked
not with someone
the
else.
third day. I don't know.
And
All
I'm
I know
just
is-
asking
All
for
I
a
know is that the
friend.
fourth day I got a text message that said, I saw your message THX. The thanks was not couldn't even have written in full.
Info, like
It was
you are
3
stressing
letters.
out.
THX.
Are you sure it was? It was not.
Needless to say, that's how it ended. But yeah,
But that was how it ended, right?
That's how it
That's
ended,
it. That's it. Yeah, I think she
Are you
was
sure
trying
there
to
were
pass a
no
message. Actually,
underlying issues?
well,
there must
there will
be.
always be underlying issues, but I don't
But
know.
no,
I mean,
yeah,
appreciate the gifts first.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, don't be stingy with the letters.
yeah,
THX. There were 3 letters written from the thanks.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
How can
Well
who
appreciated.
abbreviates thanks these days?
Yeah.
That's so funny. No, that's a good way to end
I think
it.
everybody love a gift, honestly. Like in terms of, I really appreciate it all. Would love to receive it, right?
Yeah.
But if I were to choose,
Mm-hmm.
I would choose those two. If I were to
Time
choose,
and-
an act of service.
yeah, especially acts of service, because do you know what it means for people to actually leave whatever they are doing and attend to
Why are
you?
you laughing now?
Because I feel that there's something in your mind.
Yes, because
That
I
you're not
remember this conversation again and my mind
my
went
God.
crazy, but it's okay.
Okay.
So, do you think love languages? I mean, we talk about giving, and I think it should probably be dual thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a situation where your love language is different
Act
from
of-
your partner's,
Yeah.
Yes.
how do you think is the best way to balance it out? Especially when you are not crazy about your partner's love language.
Tisu, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I would say part of you being partners is you understanding that other person and understanding that it's not about you.
Mm-hmm.
It's about that other person. I mean, it's I'm not trying to be too scriptural about this.
Yeah.
I'll just say it this way. It's about you giving. It's not about
Yeah.
you receiving. Don't worry too much about what you are getting. Worry about what you are giving.
Honestly.
And if is that what that person wants? Then if your partner also has that mindset, then there will not be an issue because
Yep.
you basically firstly understand your partner's love language and then you attend to that, rather than you assuming that because you want it in a specific way,
certain
that's
way.
what the
That's
other
what
person
person
would
must
appreciate.
exactly.
Yeah.
And this lesson took me a long time to learn as well, because man, I remember I used to getting pissed about like this is not what I want. I'm
Yep.
like,
Yep.
do you know how much this costs?
Yeah.
Or the effort I put into
Exactly, or
getting
the effort
this.
and
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that I'm so big on acts of service, and I will go out of my way to do things, and the other person really just my partner at that time just wanted quality time. I'm like, how can you be asking for quality when I've just
I've
gone
done
through
this, I've
all
done
this
that,
effort
yeah.
Like
to
you're
do
stressing
this?
me.
Like, what's going on? But it is what it is. You either learn or you learn the hard way. There's no two ways about it.
What do you think?
Yeah, like I said, so those things that you love to receive, I have a feeling, because that's the way it works for me. I give it out like by default.
Okay.
So I feel that side is kind of like sorted. I don't think you will see any of like my friends or my husband or anybody I've dated in the past complain about the act of service and quality times aspect. So if that's
So you
sorted,
don't buy gifts. You don't give them gifts.
I do gifts. I do gifts
On
like
our
basic.
birthdays.
Yeah, I do gifts. I do
Singlets
gifts.
and boxers.
I do gifts. I'm a giver. I'm a giver. But like I'm very strong on acts of service. So you know the kind of acts of service that they'll be like, "Tisu, today you're just something else today. You're just a laughing
I've
gas."
actually done singlet before, but that's
No,
topic for another
I've
day.
never bought a singlet and boxer for a guy.
That's why I was laughing.
If
like
I
that,
bought
like,
singlet and boxer for you, better comment. Nobody, no.
Oh my
Yeah, so like I
God.
was saying, so if those aspects, what I receive, if I do give it the sorted, then
Yeah.
I believe that as your spouse or as your lover, if I really love you, if I have some affection for you, I will go out of my way to speak to you in a way that you understand one, and then I will be looking forward to you getting excited,
Okay.
because it's when you're excited about the relationship that we can both, the peace that
That
Tisu
is-
spoke about, that we can, and even beyond the peace, that we can both enjoy that relationship. And I don't get it, I don't understand it, like there's a friend, Tisu,
A friend.
not so there's a friend that keeps telling the husband that this is what I want, this, and the husband doesn't do anything about that particular love language. Like me, this is who I am, blah blah blah, and then he does something else, which some people would really appreciate. but she can't wrap her head around it. Like, why can't, since we've been married for almost like 5-6 years, you still complaining that you can't do this? And it's not like I'm asking for something out of the world. Yeah. So what do you think? This is a question that we didn't prepare for, but what do you think about situations like that when the other the spouse is making the other person feel like, just appreciate the other things I'm doing. This thing that you're asking for, it doesn't matter. Life doesn't revolve around physical touch.
Eventually, I think to come for that friend. That friend.
Yeah.
I think eventually it comes to a place where, even though it's sad to say, you just pick your fights. You pick your battles.
Just accept it.
I mean, if there are some things where you feel this person cannot change, and you've made intentional efforts to let this person know that.
So our concern is, does it really does she have the right, or is it justifiable that she's feeling like this person doesn't love me that much because he's not ready to speak to me in this particular language?
Well, I won't say it's not justifiable. I'll probably say for her to think this person doesn't love me might be pushing it beyond the envelope.
Okay.
Some people just have coconut head.
Yeah.
For lack of a better way to say it. Some people are just probably set in their ways. And if you did not see the signs of this, that this is probably how this person is before this person probably got married.
Yeah.
I think you just pick your fights.
And you should be grateful that at least he's speaking the other languages. It's not that he's zero.
You get, of course, with time, you can keep pushing, you can keep pressing, you can try all you can do, but maybe because I like peace.
Everybody, everybody likes peace.
I just like peace. So there are some fights I just say, please, I'm not interested.
I feel triggered by this story.
Really?
One of my stories. This was that I feel triggered.
Okay.
And I think the key thing is it takes a while. Like, it's not. There are some lessons that are difficult to learn, and it's very. And there are challenges. Really, it's sometimes it's not really because the partner doesn't want to.
Yeah.
It's just that sometimes maybe your demands are. It depends on the time and season. I always believe there's a time and season for everything. So, for example, for someone like you that likes quality time, there will be a time and season that your partner can actually give you that quality time, and there will be a time and season that he cannot give you that
very
quality
true.
time.
Yeah.
And there's no manner of complaining or whatever you do that will change it, because in the scheme of things happening in your life at that point in time, maybe that quality time will come at a cost that you can't pay as a family.
Very true.
So there's a rationalization to the entire full picture. Do not be too, to your friend, do not be too focused on what you are looking to get and miss the bigger picture of everything else that is happening. Because, and I see it happen a lot. People get fixated about what they want, and
what
they
is
lose
missing
sight of exactly what's happening and what they have. So appreciating what you have first, and then knowing that I can do better and we can do better, and seeing it as a group project, like, okay, we can do this together. If you don't have these skills, you can learn it. Like, for example, if Koijo's spouse or partner at that time doesn't know how to do physical touch, Koijo would have taught her how to do it, by teaching her how to slap his bad head and all
the places. So does that is that applicable to all the language? Because I feel that for physical touch, like, you cannot make excuses, because you are saying that you should focus on.
It's applicable for everything. Like, for
example, so in a marriage and the physical touch is actually lacking, you can embrace the other ones, and
it can be from anything. So, for example, let's say stories in the past where maybe one of the partners has trauma that they're dealing with.
And then you
hear a lot of couples struggle with that a lot. So, I mean, it happens. Actually, if that guy is hell bent on that physical touch, you don't get that physical touch. It's only the Holy Spirit that can intervene. And counseling and healing.
And touch him.
Very true.
So that the bros will be satisfied. But, this
it is what it is.
It happens.
Do you think it's possible to have different expressions of the love language at different points in our life?
Yes.
Like for
Definitely.
instance, maybe when you are in your 70s or 80s, at that time, uh, where there's nobody that can be serving you again.
The only constant thing in life is change, right? I
Yeah.
believe that's another thing. Like I was about bringing up that topic.
Your love language can change.
Not just love language. I feel life is so dynamic that people tend to like things like giving generic answers or situations based on genders. I
Yeah.
think they are wrong. Like some people say that, oh, ladies they love gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's not true. I can't say all guys like physical touch. There will be so same thing applies to your stage of life, right?
Most guys, but yeah.
Okay.
No, you
Most-
don't. You said you
yes.
don't now. You said you
No,
don't.
you asked me for my top. I told you my top. I
But why
didn't
not
tell
say
you
most
that,
people?
got
Why
top.
not say most people? Why do you think ladies are not crazy about physical touch? What I'm trying to say is that
Maybe
you
they don't
can't.
show it.
Our Christian sisters are not.
Maybe you know what? Don't let us go into that aspect because
Let's
maybe
not
you're
go
not
to
striking the right chord. If you are striking the right chord, if you are striking the right chord,
Yeah.
trust me.
Striking the right.
Striking the right
Yes,
chord.
if you are
Okay.
striking, yeah. Well, anyways, but that's a different topic on
Yeah.
its own. What I'm trying to say is that we shouldn't stereotype things.
Any gender.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that ladies like this.
It just
or-
differs from person to person.
For person to person.
And I think the job
Yeah.
is finding out what that person's love language is. And
Mm.
maybe another thing is finding out early. Like even in the course of dating,
Yeah.
what that potential partner's love language is. And if it's not something that, should I even say this? Like, if it's not something you can
Spit it
give
out.
readily, then maybe you
There's
might want to
really no point.
reassess. But just of that any skill can be learned.
Can be learned,
Yeah.
yeah,
Skill
and then
can be
it
learned.
does
Especially
The
change.
key
if
is
you're
that are you
intentional.
willing to learn? Do you understand that marriage is a journey and
Yeah.
that it has many chapters and many pages,
Yeah.
and you need to move with the flow. So
Yeah.
And it changes, like you said, going back to what Kwe just said about stages in life. So imagine a young girl maybe comes from a less than average, well-to-do family.
Yeah.
Not well-to-do family, I mean,
Okay.
sorry.
I
And
was a bit confused.
yeah, less than average family in terms of finances, and she always had needs and wants in terms of physical things. And then maybe back then in college days or whatever, when the admirers, when they give
Yeah.
her stuff, she's always like, wow, you made this happen for me and all of that. And that kind of person grew into a very successful professional that is earning 6-7 figures, you understand? And then she starts demanding for
Time.
quality time.
Okay.
You understand? Feeling like I could buy myself
All those things, yeah.
whatever. So, like you said, I'm just trying to buttress the point that we need to be attentive to
Yeah.
our partners, to our friends, as
Because the needs could change. The
It could
dynamics of
change.
the environment could change.
and based on the
Quick question
communication.
though, is this love language thing, is this scriptural?
It's not unscriptural.
You are this. It's not this your political
No,
answers.
no, but it's not. It's not. I mean,
I know it just occurred to me that really
It's
is,
not-
is it something that we can quote
it's
Matthew
not.
chapter 6 thou
it's
shalt
not-
see.
I'm sure
touch
there'll definitely
physically.
be a scripture.
There'll be like
Songs of
examples.
Solomon.
You know.
There are lots of
There are
noted.
lots. Okay. Final question. Gary Chapman, the author or the proponent of the book, or that there are 5 languages. He said there are 5. In your mind, do you think there could actually be more than 5?
Yes, peace is one of them.
Okay.
But that peace thing is not a love language. I believe it's not a love language. It's
Give
just
me peace in my life.
it's a basic requirement.
So how does person?
It's a basic requirement in a
peace as a
in a
love language?
relationship.
Peace. So let me define peace according to.
If
the
you're doing
existing
wahala every
It can
time.
be act of service too. Now giving that person peace is an act of service.
No, I'm saying
Meaning that
I'm
you are
saying
giving
that
him what he wants. You give him food, you give him space, you give him time, you attend to his needs, you don't give him headache. You see,
but that's
So,
not
in
peace.
short,
But that's not peace.
All
though.
the love
Peace is-
languages lead
yeah,
to
what
peace.
is peace?
I can agree to that they all lead to peace.
They all lead to peace.
But for me, peace is like deliberately deciding not to create wars. You can argue about things, but let it be in a way that you reach a conclusion, and then you have this positivity drawn out of that argument in course. So if I say, Tizu, why are you wearing orange shoes? This is what I want to wear. No, you can't wear this to the party and all of that. At the end of the day, It shouldn't become something that will now scatter the whole home. I think that is what peace is for me. It doesn't mean that you eliminate any kind of arguments. So
Well, I'll put it like this: conflict is not a indicator of trouble. Conflict can be positive.
yeah,
Friction simply means that everybody has two surfaces meet, and there's friction. It means that the personalities are intact.
yeah,
It means that the genuineness of ideas or uniqueness of ideas are intact. Like you don't ever want it to come to a stage where it's about master slave or drone programmer. It has to be two people, two conscious, intelligent people
yeah,
coming together to make choices because of the love that they have for one another, which means that there definitely be situations where one party or both parties will compromise for the sake of the betterment of their union. So, but of course, there are other stories to that. There are other principles to that, but we can't go into all that today. So,
very true.
Okay, final words. Just final words. You wanna say
Final
something?
words. Final words is honestly, I for God so loved the world that He gave His only Son for us. Why? Because there's a gap between men, as at that time, men and God, and then Jesus came to bridge that gap. Because God feels that we need that relationship, we need that connection. That's the only thing that can make us enjoy it, the eternal life He promised us. So I feel that in relation to the question I asked, I feel you should just try to attend to whatever the love language of your friend or your spouse is for that relationship to work. Don't ignore it. Try to do something about it. Love is about sacrifice. It takes sacrifice. If you don't like physical touch, like go and learn
Like he
it.
doesn't like
Go and learn how to receive and give. Very important. Not just giving it like, oh, he likes physical touch, let me just give it to him. No. Find a way to. I'm also a work in progress in that area. I cannot lie to you.
Okay.
Yes. So you have to enjoy receiving and enjoy giving, right? This is unscripted, so I'm not.
I don't even know what you're talking about, boy.
Yeah, so enjoy it. So don't feel like you're strong, bad, or chichi, that aspects. Enjoy giving,
Shout out to
enjoy
BM, by the
receiving,
way.
Yeah.
enjoy receiving, and then you see that everything becomes so sweet.
As in, there'll be peace in the house.
Beyond peace. You
No
enjoy.
final words from me.
Okay, I thought you were already giving yours.
Yeah, so I would say 5 long hours again. So
Physical touch.
So basically, I believe Jesus is the perfect example. And I think he touched on all 5. So
Yeah.
in terms of physical touch, he washed his disciples' feet.
Yeah.
Acts
In
of
terms
service.
of acts of service, he definitely was
plenty.
serving.
He was big on that. Yeah.
the-
Gift giving.
the gift giving. He
Quality
gave his
time.
life.
Yeah, he gave us like
He gave his like the ultimate gift of all. Quality time. Jesus spent quality time with his disciples
and his
with
friends.
his followers, with his friends.
words of affirmation.
And words of affirmation, definitely.
every time.
He always encouraged his disciples. He always preached words to people that followed him. He had compassion for people.
Yeah.
So basically, the whole aspect of. So that's why I say, when I say is this scripture, like, I shouldn't say focusing on those 5 things and then using them as your
As a
template for
template, no,
everything
you
is
should
not
be limiting
necessary.
yourself. Yeah.
Once you focus on what is love and how Christ describes love in the Bible, you will cover everything.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's more blessed to give than to receive.
Yeah.
If everyone in that union, I mean, the 2 partners think that way, definitely
should
everyone's
give it.
going to be receiving and everyone's going to be giving freely.
Awesome.
So
Very true.
the
Awesome.
challenge for us is die to self, I would say. So
Yeah.
don't have the mindset that say, okay, this is how I am, therefore I cannot do this. How you are is not the staple. It's about being like Christ. So if you are dead, your whole person is dead. So how you are is dead.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to be like Jesus. You're supposed to be Jesus V2. I mean
Version.
V2.0, so version 2
2.0.
of Jesus, which means that you should be able to give everything
Yeah.
that is admissible and allowable and applicable. So
Awesome. I think I'll just close with this scripture. I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ lives in me. The life which I now live, I live by faith of the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. In understanding love languages, you have to be
Sacrifice.
intentional about giving,
Yep.
knowing what's best for your partner,
Yep.
and seeing that you're in this relationship for both of you to grow together. Let us know what your love language is. Leave it in the comment. Let us know how you want your partner to express him or herself to you. This has been another interesting and awesome episode of Unscripted. Until the next time, have a blessed week.
Bye.
Watch out!